introducing us.
Hey, welcome back to Bookshelf of Opinions. I'm Hannah,
I'm Elizabeth.
and let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
What have you been reading?
Okay, I'm still reading Dance of Thieves, and I think the reason it's taking me such a long time is because I'm trying to really I've also been extremely busy. I've had no time for reading, but I did start the do-over today because it's the week of Valentine's Day.
Very nice.
But I'm really paying attention to a lot of things. Not that I didn't pay attention to before, but I'm still reading Dance of Thieves.
That's okay.
Yeah, no issue with it. What have you been reading?
I'm still reading a novel love story.
No issue with it.
I'm look at how pretty all my they're not pretty because they're not organized, but all my
jealous.
tabs,
I never tabbed
all
mine.
there's so many highlights in there. I'm
don't.
wanting to soak it in because there's the aspect of I love this. It feels so relatable, and then there's also I have so many plot questions.
Yes.
So many plot questions.
Don't you just love tabbing books?
It's actually kind of fun. I like it sometimes, but it's also really stressful because I'm like, should I tab this? Should I not? Should I highlight? Should I
Yes.
what is too much? There's some tabs in there that don't have highlights, and that's because I don't want people to be like,
why'd you highlight this?
Why'd you highlight this? No, literally, it's what the tab associated with it is blushing.
Okay.
Wow. It was gonna be giggling, but I was like, no, it doesn't make me giggle. It makes me blush
in general. So yesterday I was tabbing my boyfriend's tandem read of Empire Storms and not Throne of Glass. Tower of Dawn. Tower of Dawn. Because, I think naturally if anyone's you didn't tandem read.
No.
And but I'm so curious your thoughts about it. I'm sure
it was hard. It was
because you did
reverse
Assassin's first, and then
no,
Tower of Dawn.
I did Tower of Dawn, then Empire of Storms. I think.
Interesting. I feel that makes more sense.
I can confirm. Sorry, not that this is that important. Continue with your story.
Okay, and yesterday I was like, I'll tab them for you because he was going to tandem read, and I was going through it, and I was tabbing them all in a neat order, and I threw out all my tabs. I was like, choose your favorite color. It was so fun, and then I was like, how did I tab mine and not? Well, when I tabbed mine, I hid all the pages so I didn't read anything, because especially the last page of Empire Storms, you tab that page, and I was like, how did I, But I was I was trying to be so discreet, but this time I was tabbing and I'd get caught reading a page. I was like, oh, and now it made me I was just reading different inserts or and I just was made me miss it. Anyways, I love tabbing.
I did Empire Storms, then Tower of Dawn.
Okay,
I would equate it to reverse Assassin's Blade. You know how you came out of Assassin's Blade just kind of heartbroken and sad and didn't know how you were going to connect? For me, I came out of Tower of Dawn. It was still connects to the story, obviously, but I was like, okay, well, I feel connected, I guess. I'm ready to just jump back into, I need to keep going now.
Well, in the tandem read, you finish with Tower of Dawn, which I think makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Tower of Dawn is such a thirst for a loop. What have you been listening to?
Oh my gosh. So this, I would say, is probably primarily from okay, we're going to go through, I've been listening to a lot.
Okay.
And so this might take a second.
No worries. So sorry. We have all the time in the world.
Yeah. So
as you are listening to our podcast, so we get to decide what happens.
Exactly. And I want to yap about my music because I feel like you're going to love the psychology behind all of my choices. So we start Tuesday to Thursday, I was in a very big musical theater mood.
Okay.
Even until a little bit of Friday. Listen to all my Hamilton, listen to Dear Evan Hansen. Not the entire soundtrack. It was specifically it was the same 7 songs.
No, this was Tuesday through Thursday. I just want to make sure I have the right
a little bit into Friday.
Okay.
A little bit into Friday, it was Waving Through a Window, For Forever, Disappear, You Will Be Found, Only Us, Words Fail, So Big, So Small.
Okay, wow.
So those are those are such good songs.
Great songs.
So that was that. And then so Friday into now, it's been this is where you're gonna be like, what are you listening to, Hannah? 18 by One Direction. LOVE by Nat King Cole. Or Love, however you want to. And then so there's and this is what Dreams Are Made Of by Hilary Duff from the Lizzie McGuire movie. So those 3. And then my Scream in the Car playlist, which is Skip This Part, Lost the Breakup, She's So Gone. Those would I would say be the top 3.
Okay, I was gonna say when you started off with 18 and Nat King Cole, this was not what I was expecting from Friday till now.
Nope, but I listen to those and I get really happy, and then I play my Scream in the Car playlist, and it's just so satisfying.
Good.
I love Nat King Cole, so I'm always gonna listen, and it's almost Valentine's Day, so But 18, remind me to tell you something later that
Okay.
18 makes me think of.
Dude, I remember one time at school, I got bored writing notes, and I wrote out the whole lyrics to 18.
As you should. It's such a good
I had to like
song.
just memorize. I was like, let me just write out all of it.
Anyways, I felt like you would
I
appreciate
would very much. I very
the
do.
back and forth of
I
the
do.
listening too
I
of
do.
the mentalities.
Yes, yes.
My
I will share my thoughts
I
later.
know. I have so many thoughts and opinions. What have you been listening to?
Okay, I've been listening to let me think. I've been listening to a lot of Role Model because he just kind of like leaked a new song on social media.
I need to get back to listening to him
And
before March.
people, he said they've been performing it at the show, so I'm really hoping we get to listen to it. And he just announced he's going to release a deluxe album.
Okay.
Friday. He's going to release it Friday, so I'm very excited. Yeah. I've listened to a lot of Del Watergap and Niall Horn, which they all kind of three mesh together.
They really do.
So I've listened to a lot of that, and I'll just be honest, listening to Kendrick Lamar because of the halftime show.
I appreciate the honesty here.
But I in general like Kendrick Lamar. And I was very excited he was performing at the halftime show. And I was decently pleased with
That's
it.
good. I'm glad.
Yeah. So yeah, that Kendrick Lamar does not fit with the vibe of Role Model at all.
No, but he fits because it's Super Bowl season. Or
Yeah.
it was Super Bowl
Did you
season.
watch the Super Bowl?
I did. Oh my gosh.
Who were you rooting for?
The Eagles. Even though I was in my Go Taylor's Boyfriend shirt, but that's purely
Hannah.
No, but it's purely I bought it last year. And then now I wear it to anger the men, but specifically my sister's boyfriend's little brother, who's 13. And every time he sees it or hears Taylor Swift, because he didn't realize that Taylor Swift wrote Shake It Off. And so once he figured that out, he just like hates Shake It Off, or he hates Taylor Swift for ruining Shake It Off because he didn't realize there was more than just the chorus.
Oh,
he's very angry at Taylor. And so I wear the shirt because he's like, no, take it off. Not Taylor. Not Taylor. And I'm like,
you're beefing with a 13-year-old.
Yeah, I'm beefing with a 13-year-old. I had him hide behind the couch for a solid 30 minutes last night. I'm such a great influence.
Right.
But no, so I wear that shirt to anger people. But like the Chiefs sucked. Like they were awful last night. Like Butterfingers. Like I'm so glad it hit their hands. And then just dropped.
There's multiple like falls of like Patrick Mahomes and like Travis Kelce. I'm like, you didn't even fall cool.
And it's like, it's obviously the Eagles did very well, but the Chiefs did equally as just bad.
Yeah, and I do understand like, oh, if they won 3 times, would have been like a record. Blah blah. I'm also like, can't win every year.
And also, I'm kind of okay that we don't have a new Patriots type thing where every single year, oh, they'll be in the Super Bowl and they'll probably win. I don't need that.
No. So I was rooting for the Eagles.
Good.
Only because they had Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith who played for Alabama. So that was, I was like, yeah, I'm, gotta stay true to. And I was very excited. I got very intense watching it, and I was a little bit afraid once halftime happened because I was like, what if this is like a Falcons repeat and then they come back, and then I was trying to go to bed, but I kept on checking the score, and I was like, oh my gosh, they have points, like the Chiefs are getting points. It made me scared and stuff. But then they won, and then like Devontae Smith is in the category of like winning a Heisman, winning a national championship, and now a Super Bowl, and I was like, oh, that's so precious. Anyways, I was rooting for the Eagles.
Good.
I was very happy. So yeah.
It was a good game for the first 2 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched all the way up until the 4th quarter because I went to bed. But I liked it.
I watched the whole thing because people were at my house, and I don't go to bed when people are in my house. It feels weird.
Yeah, I understand that.
But I didn't watch all the Super Bowl commercials this year. They just didn't hit as hard.
I didn't watch all of them.
The Mountain Dew one, 10 out of 10.
Seal?
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about that made me feel uncomfortable.
It was so uncomfortable, but that's what you want from a Super Bowl commercial. Is you're a little like, oh.
Have you seen all the memes of Glenn Powell being Tamlin?
Yes, I didn't even see that commercial last night.
Everyone's like, "That's our fan cast. That's our fan cast."
I'm
and I was
okay
like,
with
"I'm
that.
kind of here for it."
And that would make me love Tamlin
because he would do amazing.
He would kill it.
Like I wouldn't.
He would have people fall in love with him.
He wouldn't hate me as a like. I would almost love Tamlin because it's just Glen Powell, and he would do it so well
Exactly.
because he has the
And that's
personality
what the
and
fandom
the
needs.
funniness of it. Yes, I was like, okay.
And then the one with Snoop Dogg and I'm picturing his face. The
Who?
hate one. What's
Yes,
his name? Why can't I'm picturing his face because he plays football.
Tom Brady. Was it
Was
Tom
it Tom
Brady?
Brady? He was in a lot of commercials last night.
Yeah.
And so were the Manning brothers.
Snoop. Tom Brady.
It
Yeah, I
was
was right.
I
Bingo.
I liked the thought behind it, but like I just wanted funny silly commercials and that just was not funny
Yeah.
silly. Oh, the Michelob Ultra one with Catherine O'Hara and
Yes.
um
William Defoe.
yes, 10 out of 10, loved it.
Mm-hmm. I thought it
So
was great. I
Mountain Dew
honestly,
and Michelob were my top 2.
I don't know if I had a top two. I remember One Direction had a Super Bowl commercial. I love that. Sorry, this is random. There's something I was gonna say. It's about Super Bowl.
Sorry, 18's now stuck in my head.
Oh, what was I gonna say? So long commercials.
I was talking about Michelob and Mountain Dew. You
Before Michelob, it was,
the hate one with Snoop
but it was
and
in between. Oh, I was kind of expecting them to drop Wicked 2 trailer because they did it last year, and I figured
yes,
timeline wise, but I guess they didn't. But I just feel like it would have been like
it would have
full
been so
circle
good.
moment.
Okay, but wait, when are hold on. I'm trying to look up what award shows are this year. Okay, so it could drop at the Oscars, which are March 2nd. That would
Yeah.
be an iconic time to do it, or would be just a good time to do
Mhm.
it. And then, oh yeah, the Tonys aren't till May 1st.
Yeah.
So
And like
I
I
think
get
the
it, but I
Oscars
also
would be
like
a good time to
yeah.
premiere it because they're up for Oscars, aren't they?
Yeah. I just thought it would have been like, oh, full
It would
circle
have matched
moment.
their timeline so well.
Really would have. But anyways, it's okay.
It is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is.
Listened to that song a lot around this time.
Last year?
Mhm.
Yeah. It hasn't come up as much this year. This
Mm-mm.
year, if it's Jenna Rain, it's Big Dumb Heart.
Mine's I Like Me Better. That's my Valentine's song of the year. So,
It's not my Valentine's song of the year. It's
guys,
just
I got fire heart nails done. Not that y'all can see it. Well, actually,
you
you
can if you watch
can.
us on YouTube.
Um, yeah.
They're so pretty.
Honestly, the dude did really well at them. And I
She's
was
famous. She got posted on their Instagram.
yes, I was afraid that I was moving too much, but it was okay. The shape is very Manon though. They're very claw wise.
Hmm.
I don't know why I decided to go in the
I got
microphone.
pretty flowers
Yes, Hannah did. Hannah got pretty ones.
because
Oh,
yeah. I don't know how to transition.
we're terrible at transitions, as we
We
know
oh
from last
okay. I know
episode.
what we'll do to transition because this is not a therapy session because we're not therapists. However, sometimes we get emotional, and I feel like last week we yapped a lot about books, and this week we're still going to yap a lot about books. But
Yes.
first, to transition into like a borderline therapy session, what's the most recent note in your notes app? You want me to read mine?
Yes,
All right.
please.
I typed this before knowing that we were going to do this, but it's from today at 5:36 p.m. while I was at the gas station. Um, if this depression is seasonal, they can just discontinue it because I ain't getting it next season. Thank you.
Okay. Mine is the text I wrote out and sent to you.
What text did you write out?
It was I don't know why I wrote it in my notes and then sent it to you.
Was it your order?
No, I don't. I was at 11:32 today, and it was like literally can't stop crying. I need to go
Oh,
to Zaxby's and weird movie night because
yeah.
I'm in a good
Yeah. I got you.
cry night.
Good cry
I don't know
nights.
why I typed it out.
That's so real though. I love looking back at my notes at like when I type notes to people or like type my text there so I can copy and paste them.
Oh, I still keep those because there's plenty of texts where I'm like,
Oh yeah, no, for
I
sure.
haven't sent you that because
Like I
but
have both of Thursdays just right there. Um and then I have some more if like you keep scrolling back.
yeah.
But So with that, I don't know. Can you transition, please? Because I don't know how to transition.
So with that, let me hold on.
We do have a plan, guys. I promise.
Yeah.
We don't know
We're
how
going
to
to talk
convey it.
about green flags and red flags within the concept of friendships and relationships within our life, but because we don't necessarily want to admit that we have struggles, not that struggles,
No,
but
but
like
in
we're
looking at our book characters,
yes.
like we're taking it, what are the green flags and red flags we see in the book's characters and
Yes.
friendships and relationships we read
Yes.
as kind of just like a cute little moment.
Processing through our
Yeah, process
emotions.
things.
Duh. Do you
That
want to
sounds so
kind of
sad.
kick us off because it was your idea?
Yeah,
Because I want
no.
to make sure I'm going along the right
I
train of
don't really
thought.
know like for sure what the right train of thought is.
Well, it's your
Um,
idea, so it's gonna be the right train of thought.
that's true. I don't know where to start. Do we want to start on the relationship side or the friendship side?
Yeah, we do relationship.
Relationship? Okay. So I'm thinking because I also am deciding if I want to go fantasy or if I want to do
I
contemporary.
can do both.
I know we can do both, but I don't know where to start. Now this is actually difficult. Um, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Just give me a second. Because I realized I texted you this idea, and
Well, okay, I can kind of start.
thank you
Okay,
because I'm at a
so
loss.
if we kind of go with like contemporary with relationship, so everyone knows I love
Mm.
Happy Story,
Happy place.
Happy Place. I'm just combining my two favorites
Hmm.
here. Everyone knows I love Happy Place, but one of my issues about it and red flags within the relationship, spoiler alert, of Win and Harriet. No, it's not a spoiler because the whole thing is about them and their relationship. Everyone knows that. Okay, anyways, is that I identify exactly with Win, but I also identify with Harriet. And I've been listening to an audiobook too recently.
So good.
Um, and I think it's because Harriet is trying so much to please everyone else in her life because she thinks if she has this great career and if she can get this degree and do this career, she'll make Win happy, she'll make her parents happy, and she'll like actually feel this love from her parents. And then Win just felt like, his sisters were so smart and everything. He just felt like he's always just been the funny guy. Like he, works at a bookstore and upholsters chairs before he moves back to Montana. And so I think because Win thinks he has to overcompensate to be funny because he doesn't think he's great and
Mhm.
stuff for Harriet, and Harriet thinks in the same way she has to be great for a Win because they both think highly of themselves, but they don't realize that they're exactly perfectly fine as they are with each other. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. But I think sometimes that's hard for me to read because they both are struggling with the same thing in totally two different capacities.
Yeah.
Or is that what we're talking? Like, do you think
I
that's
think
what?
so.
Okay. But in relationship wise with that, it's like also when it got hard, they just kept on like stop talking to each other. And
Hmm.
that's like one of my biggest fears is that like if I'm struggling with something, I don't want myself to be in a relationship and I'm struggling with something and just be like, oh, we're not going to talk on the phone this day. And like, oh, I'm not going to come home and visit you and all this stuff. Like, because you're both struggling, you're not talking about your feelings. So that's one of my red flags within their relationship. Friendship wise in that book,
I think there's lots of red and green.
yes, they need to just be honest.
Like it's really just for Harriet. I relate to her not wanting to tell everybody
Mhm.
everything because then it just brings
Yeah.
it all down and you're taking away from the moment and you can
Yeah.
just tell them at the end and just get it over with.
Yeah.
But it would have saved them so much trouble if she had just told her friends immediately, like, hey, just so you know, this is what happened. I don't
Yeah.
like
Wait, what's
plot
her?
wise.
It's Sabrina,
Sabrina and
Harriet,
Cleo.
Cleo. Yes, I kept on saying Kimmy, but that's
No, but Kimmy is
yeah.
Cleo's. Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's Parth.
Hmm.
Like,
Freaking love Parth.
he's so good. But like, would Harriet and Win, like plot wise, have gotten back together had Harriet been up front? Maybe not. We
Yeah.
don't know.
We don't know.
But at the same time, her not telling her friends put her in a place of hurt. And
Mhm.
then they
Cause
also,
she.
by not saying that they knew,
Mhm.
and
She
then
couldn't
proceeded to
go.
put her in that place of hurt.
She couldn't go to them with help about Win, and she couldn't go to Win about help with her friends.
Hmm.
And yeah, and I think that's hard.
Yeah.
Um,
And anytime miscommunication is a thing, that's just,
yeah, which it's a
it
it's. I
is.
think the reason it bothers me is because it's the most realistic issue And it happens all the time. You could be in a great relationship, there's still miscommunication, you know? And you have to deal with it. In the same way of like funny story, like the miscommunication in that between Miles and Daphne, and the sense of him feeling like he's too much, but they're not clarifying what they are, but they are, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like it's just like just go into it.
But then also in the ways that he shows up for her without
Yes.
even having to.
Yes. And I love Miles. Trust
So
me.
great.
I
Oh
love
yeah.
him. Yeah. The red flags in that book is
What's his face?
Peter
Peter
and
and
Petra. Oh, I hate them with a passion.
but if it hadn't happened, then we wouldn't have
We
Miles
won't
and
have a funny
Daphne.
story.
Yeah, it wouldn't be such a not
Yeah.
funny story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think. This is actually really hard. I don't know why I came up with this because it's hard for me to
Oh.
remember
Well, a
plots of
red
books like
flag
this.
within friendship. This is a Crescent City spoiler ish.
Okay,
I'll just proceed with caution.
yeah.
I'll try to be as
No, don't just. This is a
um
Crescent City spoiler.
when it comes to
Danica hiding everything from Bryce. Sorry.
Danica hiding everything from Bryce, and then what's their friends' names? The Fawn,
Um, Juniper and
and
mm, mm,
this is Brad. I should know.
um um ah Fury.
Fury. Yes,
I
I
was
knew.
like,
I
I
knew it
know
was
it's not a
something like
name, but it's
yeah. Within that, when everything happened with like Danica and Bryce shut herself out from everyone, Fury and Juniper didn't talk to her, reach out to her. I mean, Bryce also shut people out, but
but also
also
people handle their grief
yeah.
completely
But then
differently.
there's a whole kind of like underlying tone of like Juniper and Fury like blaming Bryce, but not blaming Bryce.
It's kind of like a reverse survivor skill of, well, you should have been there too.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so because
And
you weren't there, we
Bryce
don't
is
know how
already
to
feeling
process
like
that.
I deserve to have that fate as well.
Yes. Which is not healthy
No, it's
either.
not healthy either. Also, talk about freaking miscommunication and House of Sky and Breath between Hunt and Bryce. And look, trust me, the end of Earth and Blood, I get it.
Mhm.
I was scared, all right? But still like but I still feel something for you, but like I don't like, you know, and I was like
They had to take that time apart to
they
know that
did.
they still wanted to be together, which I
Yes.
think is healthy, that
Yeah.
it's the absence makes the heart grow
Yeah.
fonder of,
Honestly, House of Sky and Breath is my favorite Crescent City book.
I want to go back and reread the Crescent Cities because so
I
much
just
happens and I love
yeah.
them, but I
You
also
get
don't
so
know
much
anything.
rune in it, and I'm like, ah!
Rune Dannon,
And the
Crown
Crown
Prince
Prince of
of
the
the
Valverde
Valvard
Fae.
Fae.
I have that like that goes through my head like Rune Danon knew 3 things. um, but also miscommunication between Throne of Glass spoiler, Dorian and Manon like freaking just admit that you love each other.
Also, Cole just refusing to accept parts of Selena.
Yes, and then like also being like, we'll sacrifice anything for Dorian, and then, but like Dorian's like uncontrollable, dangerous, and trust me, I love him. But like
No,
then like Aelin, who's like fire breathing queen in control, and he's like, I don't know about you, I don't
yeah,
know, you killed a lot of people, I'm not
no,
so sure, and
literally.
I'm like,
And then
bro,
you have Kai
hypocritical much?
and Powerless and Reckless and all that, who's like, the second Peyton kills the king, he's like, oh, sorry, spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler episode,
This
bro.
is a spoiler episode because we're talking about
Yeah,
relationships and friendships. So
yeah.
obviously, if you haven't gone to those points in the books, then you'd be like, "Oh, they end up together."
What?
Like, but Kai, you're out here like you're what's your title? Murderer for the king, not murderer, but
Hand
like
of the
hand of the king. Okay, your job is
guard
to
of the
go
king, or
guard of the whatever it is. Your
hand?
job is to kill
Yeah.
people, basically.
Yes.
And while you don't kill everyone, you can't come for Peyton the second she kills the person that is like
Yes.
in
I know.
control
I
of and
know.
making everything so miserable.
Yeah. Yeah. Insane.
Okay, I feel like we need to get to the good stuff because I feel like we're like
Well,
railing
another
on people.
miscommunication within Caraval, Julian and Scarlet, and then oh my gosh, what's her
Donatella?
name? Donatella in
Legend?
Legend. Like
Okay,
oh, they
but
all have
they all
miscommunication.
have used to okay. Tella should have been honest with Scarlet.
Hmm.
That's a sister thing that like
You don't
it's
do that.
you don't but also I can see why Tella did it because she wanted to get Scarlet out.
Hmm.
But at the same
Honestly,
time, once they were out,
I was
she
pissed at
should have been
Tella.
up front.
I
I was
was,
pissed at Tella at the start.
but through the whole series, I'm Donatella and you're Scarlet. Like realistically, That's how I see it, and I was, like, so pissed off at Donatella half the books.
Because you get angry at the characters
Yeah.
you see yourself the
Yeah.
most in, I feel like.
Yeah.
But no, but, like, Donatella should have told Scarlett once
Mhm.
they were out, been like, "Oh, by the way, like, I'm the
Mhm.
one who
Mhm.
made all this
And
happen."
yeah,
And then, like, I can appreciate Legend. What's his name before he's Legend?
Dante.
Dante? Never saying that he's Legend.
Exactly.
Do I think that Julian should
Should've
have,
said
like,
something?
not said something, but should have been upfront to Scarlett about wanting to be around her and should have been less like, "Oh, go to Dante." I don't know.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah.
like, I feel like he was, like, kinda trying to push that,
Yeah.
when in reality, he was like, "No, you're mine."
You're
Again,
right.
miscommunication.
Yeah. Okay, another miscommunication, this is the last thing, we'll move to good stuff. The selection series, Maxim, you do not admit, as romantic as it is, you do not be like, "I'm gonna marry a whole different girl because blah, blah, blah," and then be like, "Break my heart. My
Break it
heart's
1,000
only
times, it's only
yours."
always your to
Which is
anyway.
I
No,
eat that up, but
but
still,
no,
I'm
wait,
like,
but,
"Bro,
like, I'm no,
are
because
you
I
gonna
don't
defend
think
it?"
there's anything wrong. I think if anything, what was wrong is America should have been upfront about who Aspen was. I
True,
appreciate why
true.
she didn't,
Aspen's just the
wasn't.
issue.
Aspen's the issue.
That's the red flag.
Walking red flag. Okay,
Mhm.
but he's not a walking red flag. Like,
Redemption
he
arc.
does have some redemptive qualities.
Yeah.
However, I can totally see why Maxon was like, "No, America, because how do I know you haven't been cheating on me this entire time and that you're not gonna, like, stab me in the
As
back
if
the second
we're
you're my
not playing
queen?"
The Bachelor and I'm not going out on dates with other girls.
No, literally. Well, but it's different because they're signing a contract saying, "I won't go out with anyone except for you."
Yes.
And we've already seen that Maxon is a forgiving person because he, like, lessened the punishment for Marley and, Carter.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Your point of views in the little novellas may make you cry. But I do think Maxon was in the right about why he was marrying. I don't think he was in the right about why he was choosing Chris after everything with the cheating happened.
Cheating.
But I think he was told. I think in that moment when his life flashed before his eyes and he was like, "I'm about to lose my life. Can't lose the love of my life's life also." And then that's when he was like, "The break my heart, break it 1,000 times. I'll have years to break anyway." Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
There's
totally right.
nothing wrong with this. It's a total green flag that you would give your life for the love of your life.
Yes, exactly. We respect it.
We respect self-sacrifice.
As
If
much
you're a
as we
prince,
hate it,
as much as we
we
hate
love
it,
it.
we love it.
Talk about green flag and friendships, though. Self-sacrifice. Liam. I hate to say it. I hate
It's
to
my
say it,
honor.
but I'm gonna say the greenest flag of a friendship, of a
Liam,
male-female friendship has ever walked.
Liam is a walking green flag.
There's nothing wrong with that boy, and he's even blonde.
Exactly. Even like the way he set up for the sisterhood of Sloane and Violet in a weird
Mhm.
way, as much as Sloane hated
And
Violet
he's
at the
still
start.
so ever present.
Yes. Also, nope, we're not going down an Onyx Storm rabbit hole. I was about to
Yeah, I
go
was
in a
told
completely different
I was
direction.
told certain people couldn't listen to Onyx Storm that the past episode because like 40 minutes of it was Onyx Storm. And I was like, sucks to suck. Like, I'm
We told
sorry.
them when to start back
Exactly.
and put it on
Exactly.
there.
Yes.
Um, but no.
Green flag friendship.
Green flag friendship?
Azriel and Nesta. Freaking love it.
Green flag
We
friendship.
love it.
Asriel with all all females. Green
Yes.
flags.
Yes.
He just respects boundaries and just their
Yeah, but
personality.
also like I love Cassian and Farah's friendship.
They have such a brother
sibling,
sister
yeah,
relationship.
very sweet.
Resand, green flag.
Boy can't do no wrong.
I mean, he can't do no wrong by not being upfront at the beginning about who Feyre is to him.
But that's part of the plot.
I know that's part of the plot, but we're like outside of the plot. Tamlin, kind of,
Do not.
he in a weird way. Hear me out. Hear me out. In a weird way, he saved Feyre, and he's the reason that Feyre and Rhysand officially, I feel like, happened. So I think he was
Yes.
needed. And do I think the way in which he went about it was good? No. Did he try to protect Feyre when he could? Yes.
Yes.
Do I think his actions were valid? No. His intentions were good.
Yes. Red flag relationship. Lily and Rao. Red flag book. It ends with us. Red flag relationship. Ugly love. Any Colleen Hoover.
Any Colleen Hoover is probably a red flag, unless it's Atlas.
Yeah.
He's our little green flag.
And also
baby.
Verity is absolutely
Verity's
red
just
flag, but that book
weird.
freaking love that book, actually.
Weirdly, yeah. If you like
I
psychotic
me
things,
me green
but so good.
flag, wholesome, pure
Wes
relationship.
Bennett?
Yes, yes. I was gonna say Percy Jackson,
Oh,
Annabeth.
well, Percy Jackson and Annabeth. Have you okay.
That boy was in love at 12, and like even when he forgot his memories, he was like, he was like, "There's someone out there." He's like, "New boy fell into hell for this
My
girl."
favorite thing now with the show being out is people being like, "Oh, Percy's falling." Like however you're supposed to say it. How are you supposed to say Percibeth?
Elizabeth?
Percibeth?
Yeah.
That's what. Okay. They're like, it's happening way too soon. Like, da da da. And people are like, no, it's because it's not from Percy's perspective.
Mm-mm.
And so, in his perspective, no, he's not. Doesn't realize he's in love. From everyone else, it was totally obvious. And I'm like,
Totally obvious.
I love that.
Yes, just a little blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl and cute little Percy. No, but then
No,
also like, but even before they became a thing, like such a green
they were
flag
such strong
friendship,
friends.
and then
And
you
with
have
Grover,
Grover,
like they true, we will
yeah,
support and go to the
yeah,
ends of the earth
and
for
then
you.
like Tyson too, and then you add in Heroes of Olympus, and like freaking, I want to be in that friend group.
That's what
Sign
makes
me
such good
up. I
friends.
need to be best friends with Leo. Leo, sign me up. You know?
Yes, I feel like
Yeah.
Piper and I would be
Oh
besties.
yes, yes. Totally. Also, green flag relationship. Charlie Sampson and Bailey from Betting on You.
Not the entire time.
No, not the entire
But
time, but I'm
there again,
saying in the end.
miscommunication, but not miscommunication. That's just like straight up like deceit for a little bit.
Straight up deceit.
Straight up deceit,
Um,
as opposed to fake deceit.
yeah, and Wes Bennett was just being deceitful to. Well, he wasn't actually being
He wasn't
deceitful.
being
He
deceitful
he
to
was
anyone.
he was playing the male friendship role.
He for sure was like, I want to be in this girl's life romantically or platonically.
So if
So
it means it
therefore,
has to be platonic, it's
like
gonna be
that's I'm
platonic.
still gonna be there and show up for her to make sure she gets what she deserves.
I'm sure
And then
everyone
he
knows
just so
this.
happens to be what she
Wes Bennett is and forever is that guy. Like I love Wes
Wes
Bennett.
is the blueprint.
Yes. Yes. Guys, there's a new Lynn Painter book coming out,
It's a hockey.
and it's called
Striking strikes some put I used to have it off my head and now I can't remember.
we're looking it up. We're looking it up.
Um
Fake skating.
Fake skating.
Ugh.
And that comes out September 30th,
So
2025.
I will be pre-ordering it whenever we can.
He's the hometown hockey star. She's the girl who got away. Get ready to meet your new faves, Danny and Alec, when they heat up the ice and hashtag fake skating.
Yes.
And it's a young adult book, which makes me excited.
Oh yes, all her best are young
Her
adult.
best books are her young adult books.
I've only read like 2 that were
I only read
adult, which are fine.
Happily Never After.
I read
think
that
that's the
one
only
and
non-young
accidentally Amy, which was it was fine. No, The Love Wager, which is fine.
Mm.
Wholesome friendship, green flag friendship is Lucy and Bridget. Is that her name from The Summer Will Be Different? Where I was like, that's me and you.
Oh, is that
The Felix when she dates the brother.
This Summer Will Be Different? Yes. Is that them?
And they're Prince Edward Island. Yeah, Lucy and Bridget, I think.
Mm-hmm. Green Flag Friendship also.
Yeah.
Is it Just for the Summer? What the Abby Jimenez we both read.
Yes, and it's the boy's name is Justin. I do know that.
The girls' names.
Me either.
But
red flag friendship in a sense because it's messy because it's brothers. The inheritance games.
yeah. Okay,
I mean,
but red flag or just
messy.
messy.
And I also have to remember that they're 16. Not that that's an excuse, but I'm like, you're also 16, so you shouldn't be having this serious relationship. But also, like, you're 16.
No,
This
but
is
then you
so
also
cute
have
that you're gonna
Nash,
like.
who isn't helping anything, and he's an adult.
Nash is dealing with Libby.
No, Nash has his own stuff to deal with. However, he could definitely help out his younger brothers to just
like,
clear
bro.
the mud a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. It makes me sad though, when those things kind of like when the brothers don't like each other. That's how I feel like Jeremiah and Conrad. I'm like, can you just be brothers again?
But I feel like they do realize that they have to be brothers
Yeah.
enough that it's
Yeah.
like, okay, thank you for this wholesome moment.
So we're just gonna be Friends.
I feel like our key takeaway is red flags is miscommunication
Miscommunication.
always, and what makes it a good anything is
And
good
also,
communication and showing up.
if it's a bet type, I mean, if it's a bet, I'm all about fake dating though.
Yeah.
Not all about it, but I'm saying I like that. I like that
It's a fun trope.
trope. The the betting and the person's like, no, that's a little bit.
Yeah,
It's a little bit interesting.
it's hard to read. Like
Yes.
it's fun. It's good. It's a good book.
Yeah.
But when you think about it in like real life,
I'm like, how
of like
often is
betting on
that
you,
a
I'm
thing?
like that actually like makes me sad. Not
Yes.
sad, but I'm like, why?
Yeah. Like, uh, she's all that. I'm like, that's not
Like
completely.
that's
Or
not
like 10 things I hate about you, which I
10 things I
love.
hate about you though. I feel like it's
It's a little bit
diff
more realistic.
like it's more realistic. She's all that. I'm like, why do we
Hmm.
feel this is and the same with the reboot of He's All That. I'm like, this
I
just
never watched it.
don't
Yeah. I still need to watch School Spirits.
see. I forget season 2 is out. I
Yeah,
gotta
I need
watch
to
it.
watch it.
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm
Mm.
also finishing Sweet Magnolias season 4 right now.
Never watched it.
It's good. Season 4 might be my best favorite season so far.
But that's not. What is that about again?
It's about 3 best friends
Oh,
that are navigating adulthood and
oh,
like motherhood together, and then it follows their kids a little bit more as because they're all around each
oh.
other, but like and chosen family type situation, and it takes place in South Carolina.
Okay. You want to talk about major red flags concerning book couples? Any thriller, psychological thing. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect marriage. Horrible. You should have come here. They all so deceitful to their husbands and wives.
Mhm.
Like, cause one of you are the murderers, right? Let's be real.
Hear me out. And I feel like this has nothing to do with the actors who play them in the movie, mind you. Only because I feel like if Belle listens to this, she's gonna have words for me. Red flag. Foreign Triss from Divergent.
I think I disagree with you.
I think they have an unhealthy attachment of I will throw myself off a building for you, and they get so unhealthily attached so quickly. Like if you think about how fast the plot and how fast everything is happening in this revolution, it's maybe not even a year.
Yeah, I mean, red flag friendship is getting with your dead best friend's boyfriend. Have you read Divergent? Do you know the
I
end?
have.
Christina and Four end up together.
What ending did you read?
That is the end, the very end of. Is it Allegiance? Is that the last one?
Yeah, Allegiance the last one. But that's what ending is that an epilogue? No, because I don't remember that. I remember Tris dying.
Yeah. I Yes, they
Yeah.
eventually in the
In the
epilogue. Yes,
epilogue short story, We Can Be Mended.
yes.
So it's not okay.
I still
I don't
consider
know
it.
if I actually read that because I think I
Oh,
was too
okay.
depressed after
Understandable.
Tris dying.
Understandable. Honestly,
In the same way, Bella and Edward. Red flags.
red flag, majorly.
Red.
If you were sitting in your room for 4 months, babe. I mean, honestly, well,
No, but if a dude is watching you sleep,
and you're gonna jump off a cliff just to get his attention from the world away, like, girl,
walk away.
no,
And when
walk
he tells you to
away,
walk away, maybe you
walk
should walk
away.
away.
Don't like run to Italy and be like, I love you. Don't do that, and don't
No,
like.
just walk
And
away.
your solution should just be like, let's get married.
No, and it shouldn't be let's have a kid and then transform me into a vampire either.
Well, their plan was not to have a kid, but Bella could not.
Well,
So also, I love the Maze Runner, and I don't love the Maze Runner for the relationship in it because Teresa pisses me off.
I don't like her. I've only seen the movie, like as I think we talked about 2 episodes ago. But I don't like her after the first movie. She just annoys me, and I want to punch her in the
She
face.
has a redemption arc, but, like,
Eh,
Maze Runner is purely, to me, like, the friendship in it, that's what I love. Like, and I know a lot of people, like, ship a bunch of people, but, like, Teresa honestly, like, pisses me off, and I will watch it purely because well, it's Dylan O'Brien, so I will watch anything he's
obviously.
in, but I love him playing Thomas, and I love Newt, and I love all of their friendship, you know?
Mhm.
Minho, Fry Pan, love it all. Gonna watch it all. So, that's a green flag friendship right there. People you just meet out in a maze, and you just go like that. Red flag friendship, Gale and Katniss.
Okay, red flag up until she goes to or green flag until she goes to the Hunger Games.
Mhm.
I think there was a lot, and then all of a sudden, as the revolution was kind of stern and he was more engaged with that,
Mhm.
I think then she realized what a good guy was. And then,
She just needed a proper lover boy to show her
amen.
what real love
Don't
is.
we all do?
You
Don't
don't
we all?
don't hold
Yeah.
on to a Gale. Wait for your Peta.
Amen. Preach it.
Peta is so. I mean, I'm talking about the bread at this point now, talking about how good Peta is, but like Peta is also freaking amazing.
Maybe that's why he's named Peta, is because
She's
Peta is
freaking
good.
amazing.
Also, probably the boy with the bread. And so, like, it
Yeah.
makes
Also,
sense that
like
his dad's good.
male female friendship, Haymitch and Katniss. Like that's more like father
Oh,
daughter,
yeah.
but like
That is
so
so good.
good.
Effie and Haymitch.
Mm, mm.
His annoyance with her and her just love for everyone. I'm just like, yeah, y'all are besties. I know it.
Yes, yes, or more. You never
No,
know.
I think they're totally platonic. I don't think Hamish could attach himself to someone and then to
Maybe.
just to lose them. I think he's
Almost.
almost
We
seeking
have a
family.
month until Summer's the Reaping. I forgot that I have your copy because I ordered you one
Oh yeah,
for for Christmas. Um, I love Sejanus and Coriolanus's friendship until
until Coriolanus
Coriolanus was
becomes.
like, "No, I'm not gonna hang out with you."
I think Coriolanus. I think
He was just a broken boy by
he
a
was,
broken
and I
world.
think had he gone more, I think had Tigris. I think had he and Tigris been switched in ages, and Tigris and he be a little older,
Interesting.
because Tigris was older, right?
Mhm.
I think that he wouldn't have become the villain he is.
I honestly really want to rewatch it. I loved that
It
movie.
was good. I don't think I've I don't think I've watched it since it came out,
I don't
but
think
I
I have
still
either.
remember it so
And I
vividly.
listened to the music.
Oh, the music is so good in
But
it.
also like it just
I
felt like
actually don't hate Rachel Ziegler in it.
no, I don't. And they captured like the feeling of the Hunger Games and the way it looks so
So
well. Like it
good.
is such a Hunger Games movie. Love it.
And I'm glad that they were able, because like
Yeah.
they went so long
Yeah.
since part 2 and
Yes. Male
they could
fem
have gone completely different.
yes. Male female friendship. Finnick and Katniss.
Finnick and Katniss.
So good. Finnick and Peta. Oh,
Finnick and Peeta
oh, gonna make me
Finnick in general
gonna make me sob.
was
Finnick with
such a
Joanna and with
walking green flag.
Mags. Mm.
He just he
And
again genuinely cared for every single person.
he was broken by that world.
And he chose to take the broken and make it into something more beautiful.
I love him so much.
God, Finnick. Anyways,
Yeah.
I feel like we just end on Finnick.
Name title of the episode.
Finnick. God, I love him.
Just I also love Sam
Sam
Claflin, but I
Claflin is.
love it. Okay, wait. What are your thoughts on green flags and red flags within Daisy Jones and the Six? Because I think it's pretty obvious, but also I think some are not obvious.
I think obvious. Okay. I don't know if it's green flags. I'm going to take out green flags and red flags. I'm just going to go through couples that are I
Mhm.
say yay or nay to.
Okay.
And mind you, do I remember everyone's name?
Well, okay, I'll remind you.
No. Billy and Daisy. I don't think at the time they were healthy for each other or would have ever been healthy for each other. I think what we see at the end, like when they're in their interview times, I totally think they should be together in the end. I think that's their happily ever after.
Okay, do you want to continue yours, or do you want me to say my thoughts on them, and then you go
You
next?
can do your thoughts on
Okay,
them.
I agree. I think like
I think musically they were the perfect match at the time,
yes,
and now they're perfect for each other in life that they're
they
older.
like are like obviously like the Lindsay and Stevie of like music wise, like iconic would have been, but I think for who Billy needed to be,
Hmm.
Camila was like he needed her. She saved him, you know? And he would have, they both would have just crashed,
Hmm.
Daisy and Billy, if they were together. So I agree with you. I think later, because they've gone through life now and they're at
Yes.
a point, and he shouldn't. Well, this will now transition to Billy and Camila. But like, there's no reason he should have ever left Camila. Like, they deserve to be Camilla or Camila. I say
Camila.
Camila.
Camilla.
Um,
I don't think though Camilla didn't deserve Billy. Like Billy deserved the love Camilla gave him, and like I think that was good, but Camilla could have done so much, had so much more, and she deserved so much
yes,
more
but because she
once the band kicked off.
yes, but because she is, and I feel like sometimes she gets viewed as a villain, but she's not.
No.
Because she is so dedicated, and she, like, I mean, that was, like, her high school boyfriend and everything, that, like, she knew that she saw every part of him and was like, "Oh, I'm going to love you," that he
He took
there would be
advantage of it.
no, yes, there'd be no justice for him if he decided to leave her. The only way him and Daisy would have worked is the fate of Camila in the book and the time
Hmm.
that's passed. So, yeah, I agree. She could have done so much better, and
Hmm.
she deserved so much better, but he also had to grow to become that man.
Yes. I think Graham and Karen,
Oh god.
right?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted them so badly to work out.
Mhm.
I don't think they ever should have
Mm-mm.
at all. I think during the band, post band, all of it, I think they could only be friends. And I
Yes.
think it would have been a weird, I don't know. There's
I think
just,
that they would have I think they would have just had expectations that were different from each other, like we saw.
yeah,
And at the end, they're both kind of like, Karen admits that, like, she wasn't truthful with him, like she really did love him. And then Graham was like, I was able to move on in my life and stuff. So I think as much as I love them together and they'll forever be like the loss,
yeah.
they they deserve totally different lives,
And I
you
think
know?
had they not been in a band together and just met in life, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think they could have been perfect for
Yes.
each other. But the band dynamic
Yeah.
just changes it.
Also, going back to Billy and Daisy really quick, Billy and Daisy cannot be together in the future if Billy was not with Camila in the
Oh, I
present
agree.
time.
I think Billy and Daisy would have been, if take out the band aspect, they would have been Nikki and Daisy.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
destructive patterns for
And
each
that
other.
relationship is a red flag, and we don't even need to go into
Horrible.
detail because that was horrible. Um, Eddie and Camila.
I just don't like Eddie.
I hate Eddie, and he does not deserve Camila, and Camila deserves so much more than him.
I think he was trying to be the good guy. I think he had the right intentions, poor actions to get there.
And
He's kind
also,
of a Tamlin. You don't
yeah,
hate him, but you don't love him.
and he was trying to just be a Billy. He wasn't trying to be himself, and that's what.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And
Um,
then Warren, sweet baby Warren,
can do no wrong.
deserves
Freaking
the world.
ends up with
Deserves his yacht at the end,
it ends up with his actress of a wife,
as he should.
Lisa. Freaking amazing. They can do no wrong.
No complaints.
Yeah, I mean, he is the greenest flag out of all of them.
But I think out of all of that, Kieran and Camila's friendship,
He's
green flag.
so good.
So good, so needed.
And I love when Karen becomes what Camila is to her. Karen becomes that to Daisy.
Hmm.
You see that slowly trickle in, and I appreciate that so much. And even like in the beginning, Camila is so sweet to Daisy, but she
Hmm.
also has a right to like not love Daisy. And
But she
Simone,
also doesn't.
Simone and Daisy in the book, not in the movie. I mean, the
In the
show's
show.
fine, but I just mean the
But you don't
book.
get as much Simone in the show to
So
truly
good. Because people don't realize
see
that
how she saves
Daisy
Daisy.
dropped out of high school and left her and moved out of her house at like 16 and moved in with Simone. Like Simone had to I mean she was
Simone
so
saved
yes.
her.
And Daisy, I feel like we forget that Daisy's so much younger than the rest.
Hmm.
Like obviously she's like an adult by the time she meets the band, but there is such a difference.
Yeah.
Teddy and Billy though, amazing. Like that was the father figure that he needed. Anyways, those are my thoughts. I think I'm gonna read Malibu Rising again because I miss it and it was so good.
I want to read Carrie Soto is back. It was
Oh, yes. I was
so
playing pickleball the other
good.
day and I was like, "Oh, I miss it." But she has a new book coming out about in the 90s and it's about a female astronaut. I need to see when that comes out.
I wonder if it's all going to connect still.
I really hope so. I think that would be so
It
cool.
would be so.
That's what I feel like
What
I
if
don't
the female No, wait, no, that wouldn't line out.
I don't
Line
feel
up
like I give
range-wise.
enough hype about Taylor Jenkins Reid, but her books are so good, especially that genre. Besides the
Mhm.
Seven Husbands of Evelyn. Actually, it's not a bad concept.
It's just not a good
I don't agree with the morals
plot
of it.
twist.
Yes.
Yeah, there's things I'm like,
But there's like I can't explain the feeling of Carrie Soto's Back, Daisy Jones and the Six, and Malibu Rising that's also like
and
spring-ish.
weirdly nostalgic. I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, I've lived this life before, even
Yes.
though I haven't.
No.
Never been in a 70s rock band, never played tennis, like,
No.
never
But
been a
every
surfer.
time I
This is
play
my life.
pickleball, I like Carrie Soto is just constantly playing in my head and I'm like, I have to do good. Like that's what gets me through. Oh, that's right. Okay. But
Who said that?
anyways, so good.
Anyways, well, I have nothing
This is a
else.
very book heavy
It was
episode.
a very book heavy episode. I honestly, I don't know if I talked at all. I know I did. But I was just like, yeah, books.
Yeah. Yeah.
So communicate.
Read Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Read Taylor Jenkins Reid and have a great week.
And Finnick and Wes Bennett can do no wrong.
Amen. Bye. I can't stop.
Those are your